Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra will accompany their mother, Sonia Gandhi, to the Enforcement Directorate office. Let me go straight to Pallavi Ghosh, who's joining me live. So, Pallavi, we are seeing the entire family stand with Sonia. This has been the case even last time when Rahul Gandhi was being questioned by the ED. We did see Priyanka Gandhi accompany him.
That's right. It's just going to be a show of strength by the Congress party, a show of strength certainly by the family. So both Rahul Gandhi as well as Priyanka Gandhi Vadra are expected to go along with Sonia Gandhi, drop her off at the ED office and obviously going to pick her up as well. There are big plans which the Congress party really has been making for these protests over the last few days. From calling all the chief ministers over here, Ashok Gehlot, Bhupesh Baghel are already over here. All top-notch leaders of the Congress party have been asked to come to the national capital. They are going to have an early morning meeting at the AICC headquarters. But inside Parliament too, right behind me, Maria, there are big plans which the party has. Already 2 notices which we put out, given up by Manikam Tagore and Gaurav Gogoi, because they want the government to explain why is it that the ED and other central investigative agencies are selectively used to target their political opponents. They want a short duration discussion on that. Highly unlikely it's going to happen. But what's likely to happen is that inside Parliament on day 4, yet another round of hangama. So the Congress, both inside, outside Parliament, wants to use today's occasion to make the point that Sonia Gandhi is being called to ED only because she raised her voice against the Modi government.
But Pallavi, we saw what Ravi Shankar Prasad, former law minister and BJP MP, had to say, that if anything, there is a larger conspiracy that is of narrative being built by the Congress party, in which its ministers, the chief ministers, in fact, Ashok Gehlot and Mr. Baghel, who should be taking care of their respective states, are in Delhi. Their MPs are not letting the House function. If Sonia Gandhi has nothing to hide, then she should be prepared to answer those questions.
Well, I mean, it's a double-edged sword really for the Congress party. I remember the last time round when there were Agnipath protests taking place. The Congress party was very much out on the streets, but what were they doing? They were actually fighting for Rahul Gandhi. And I think when that criticism mounted on them, they decided to club the issues together. Today, if you go on record, they are saying we're going to talk about GST. But a perception which certainly seems to be going out is that only when a Gandhi is being investigated by the ED, you see the entire party, which is rarely out on the streets. That's the criticism. They are the ones who are now out on the streets only because it's a question of a Gandhi. That's one huge criticism which certainly comes in. Second, parallels are always drawn to the occasion when the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and at that point of time he was the CM of Gujarat, he too had presented himself before the SIT. Almost a day-long investigation was taking place, but he had gone in alone, he had come out alone, and he had also said that, let the investigative agencies do their job. There should be no fanfare. In fact, Ravi Shankar Prasad also made a reference to that in his press conference a short while back.
Yes, that's right. And let me go straight to Enforcement Directorate office, where Ashish Mehrishi is joining me live. Ashish, a lot of questions being raised, particularly by the BJP. If Sonia Gandhi has nothing to hide, then why this entire fanfare and tamasha around her questioning? Why is the Congress party holding these protests? The larger question is about the nature of investigation. Rahul Gandhi appeared 5 times, he was questioned and then let go. What will be the nature of questions of Sonia Gandhi? Will it be similar, because the allegations and the charges against the mother and the son are same?
Obviously, that is what it's going to be, it's going to be like as Maria, we move forward through the day. The questioning of Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi looks to be absolutely similar, because both are alleged beneficiaries of a sham transaction. That is what the allegation of the Enforcement Directorate is. Now, if you remember, the complaint was filed by Dr. Subramanian Swamy in a court, and the court, through that court, the court accepted to cognizance of the matter, and finally both mother and son, that is Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, had to come out on bail. So they are still on bail. The document is in our possession that they are currently out on bail. Now, interestingly, they approached many many courts, but they were not able to find any relief from any of the court. In fact, if you see the judgment of the High Court, it says that it looks to be on the face of it, prima facie, that the entire transaction was done with criminal intent. If you remember when Rahul Gandhi was questioned, we discussed about this judgment of the High Court as well. So both mother and son have not been able to get any relief from the courts. The questioning in all likelihood is going to be almost similar. You remember that Rahul Gandhi told that entire transaction was handled by Motilal Vora. He was the treasurer at that point in time, and Motilal Vora as of now is no longer alive. So these are tough times for the Congress. There is no doubt about it. But as of now, remember Rahul Gandhi was able to answer questions for a very long time. He used to start his day in the morning at around 10:30, 11, and it continued till around 11:30, 12 in the evening, in the night as well. But in Sonia Gandhi, it seems to be difficult because she has not been keeping well. On health grounds, it seems to be that the questioning is not going to be for long hours, and in 4 to 5 hours, I believe she should be relieved.
Okay. Let's see what really happens in terms of the number of hours, although the Delhi Police Advisory clearly says that everything will be clear by 2 p.m. Let's